Yo, what is up, guys? It's Pedro here. So hopefully you guys can hear me. First stream in a minute. Breaking news. The Washington Commanders have traded Jahan Dotson to the Philadelphia Eagles. Not something that I was expecting today at all. Not expecting this at all. Still a little bit, lost for words right now, but let's get into it. What's up, Tim? Sports Talk. Tim, not a huge Jahan fan, but let me go ahead and read right here. So the Eagles have agreed to terms on a trade with the Washington Commanders for receiver Jahan Dotson and a 5th-round pick in exchange for a 3rd-round pick and 2 7th-round picks from the 2025 NFL Draft. Very, very shocking news. I can't say I love it. I really can't say I love it. Jahan Dotson, it is what it is. 1st-round pick, but to the Eagles, like V for Vaughn said, it just, I don't know. It's interesting for sure. And Jahan Dotson's a very, very talented guy. He was a very, very talented guy. It just never really worked out here. Again, sorry if I'm a little bit all over the place, just not totally locked in right now. Was not expecting this. So the receiver room is definitely a little bit all over the place right now. It's going to be Terry as number 1, and then probably Diami as 2, and then Luke McCaffrey might have a role. Maybe they'll sign a receiver. I have no idea. If you guys are Eagles fans, you guys are getting a talented player, a guy that hasn't put it all together, but is extremely talented. Don't get me wrong. He is very talented. Was a 1st-round pick for a reason. Did we overdraft it a little bit? Probably, but nonetheless, he's still a very talented receiver. His first season here, he had a great year, over 500 yards, 7 touchdowns in limited action. He did have a good season. Last year, he did not have the best year. He did not have the best year at all. He was up and down. He really never had, caught stride. He really never caught stride. And yeah, Zacchaeus is probably going to be, he's definitely going to be on the roster and going to be getting PT. Jameson Crowder probably making it. I wouldn't mind signing a receiver because right now your receiver room is looking very thin. It's looking very thin. And you get a 3rd-round pick, so at least you get something. Does this mean maybe they're aggressive in trying to get Brandon Aiyuk? I don't know. Aiyuk right now, the news is that they're getting closer to a deal than they were before. So I don't know. That could happen. Maybe the Commanders trade for him, but V for Vaughn says, does this mean Aiyuk? I don't know. It could mean Aiyuk. It could mean Aiyuk. I would really like for the Commanders to trade Aiyuk. And what's up, DeQuavis got a mod in the chat here. 2 weeks before game 1 in the division. And I think they got to be really sure that, this is the right move, because trading a very talented receiver in division, that's very, very risky. Very risky. I'm not going to hate on it too much right now, but right now I do not like it. And the Eagles, their offense is looking dangerous. You got Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Jahan Dotson, Dallas Goedert, and they still got a great offensive line. Obviously, Jahan, he went to Penn State, so familiar with that area. It's a good fit for Jahan, and I like Jahan. He's a good guy, and really good guy, good teammate for the most part, and a very talented guy. Again, he's had his ups and downs. Rookie season was very good. Just he had some injuries and some minor drop issues. And then last year wasn't the same player, had drop issues. Even if the stats don't show it completely, he did struggle with drops. And some passes that maybe weren't called drops, he still should have came down with. But he is a very good, has good hands for them, like talented hands at least. And he's a good route runner and can make some plays. But again, up and down. So where does this leave the Washington Commanders? Because you got Terry, and then after that, you don't got a lot more. So a lot of people are, coming in right now and don't know the trade terms. So I'm going to go ahead and read it right now. And if you guys are new, please subscribe. Trying to hit 14K before the season. It's going to be tough, but go ahead and do it. It takes 1 second. But JP Finley says, source confirms Jahan Dotson traded to the Eagles. Dotson and a 5th go to Philly for a 2025 3rd, which is next year, and 2 7. So basically, we got a 3rd round pick. I mean, we give up a 5th, but also get 2 7ths in return. So I'll call it a wash and say, a 3rd round pick. And yeah, the Jahan Dotson era in DC is over. Wide receiver now becomes one of the biggest needs. And again, you have a rookie quarterback in Jaden Daniels, and he is pro ready and he's looked good. I just don't love that you're taking away one of your better weapons for your young quarterback. But hey, I said it the other day. It seems like Jaden is more comfortable throwing to Diami than he is Jahan. Like the number one is going to be the number one regardless. Terry, whatever quarterback he's got is going to be throwing him the ball. But after that, it really depends. So Diami, it seemed like they had more of a connection than Jahan and Jaden ever did. We didn't really hear much from Jahan this offseason in terms of what he's done. So just something to see, some Eagles fans in the chat. You guys got yourself a solid player. And for you guys, I think it makes a lot of sense. You take a receiver away from a division rival and you get a number 3 for you. And he, again, very talented and has a lot of upside. Everyone's asking where this is posted. Like 10 minutes ago-ish on Twitter. If you guys go ahead, Adam Schefter reported it. A bunch of guys reported. Let me see. Adam Schefter, Ben Standig, JP Finley, John Keim, and who else? The Eagles themselves announced it. So don't worry, guys. It is confirmed. It's happening. It's going to happen officially. I mean, it already officially happened. So they're getting the 3rd round pick. Jahan Dotson's out of here. Of course, I have a Jahan for one of my giveaways last year. I got Jahan and Sam Howell jersey, and both of those guys are gone. So they got to find someone else to add to this receiver room because it's just not pretty. You got Terry and no one else. Maybe Diami, and I'm not saying Diami Brown's no one, but he just hasn't produced so far in his career. You look at his stats, I'm going to pull it up right now, but it just hasn't been great. And sorry if setup isn't great, stuff like that. This is the first stream in probably like 10 months. It's been a minute, got up late, didn't even take a shower yet. So that's why hair is messy and everything. But 2021, he had 165 yards. 2022 had 143 yards, but basically all those yards came in one game. And then last year, played in 17 games, 168 yards and 1 touchdown. So when I'm talking about this receiver room and I'm not really happy with it, that's why, just because it's just, you don't have a proven commodity. So that's why I'm just not very happy with the wide receiver room here. And Diami, maybe he'll ball out. And that's something that they've seen this offseason. They've watched him every day in practice, and it seems like he's been better. And now maybe Diami actually steps up and has a good season, but I'm not expecting like 1,000, 1,200 yards, like 1,000, 1,200, 1,300 yards. I'm just not expecting that. I haven't seen it, so I'm not expecting it. If he can, do solid for us, that'll be good. But I don't know. Some people are talking about Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas would be straight, but the problem is that he's injury prone and he's kind of washed up, like Eli said. So it's going to be really tough. And again, if you guys are new, please subscribe. Got over 300 people in here, over 350 people in here. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit that like button, that notification bell as well. Just take a chance on me. It's free. And a bunch of Commanders news and NFC East news. So go ahead and do it. But yeah, you get Dave in DC says, what do we get for Dotson? What's up, Art? 3rd round pick. The Commanders got a 3rd round pick. They're giving up a 5th round pick, and they're getting 2 7th round picks back. So I don't know the official value on what a 5th round versus 2 7ths are, but I'm gonna, I think they cancel out kind of. Probably the 5th is worth a little bit more. Got some Eagles fans in the chat. And yeah, this was very shocking. The Commanders made 2 trades in one day. And yeah, maybe this means Aiyuk. I would love for the Commanders to get Aiyuk. CeeDee Lamb's not happening. In division trade. I mean, I guess maybe it can happen because it just happened today, but in division trade just doesn't really make a lot of sense. It just does not make a lot of sense, especially with a stud like CeeDee Lamb. You're not trading him. They're not going to trade CeeDee Lamb to the Washington Commanders. I don't think they're going to trade him at all. But if they do, then it'll be to another team. So I trust AP. However, they must have been very disappointed with what they've seen from Jahan, and that's why I don't hate the move, is because they've seen Jahan every day, and they got a new offensive coordinator, they got a bunch of new stuff. So if they didn't like the fit there, they know a lot better than us. They know a lot better than us, and okay, go ahead and do it. And someone says y'all gonna need more help than Aiyuk, bro. I mean, hey, Aiyuk and Terry would be a very good receiving core. We would be more than chilling right there. What's up, Meest? What's up, Uptown Dre? Seen a lot of people I haven't seen a while. Appreciate you guys coming through. Coming from an Eagles fan, they should have traded him to another team, not a divisional team. I agree. I mean, it just was not the right move for the. I mean, not saying it's not the right move. I just don't think trading to the Eagles is the best option. I'm sure they had other suitors, but of course, if they're making the move with the Eagles, then that was definitely their best offer. That was their best offer, and we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens now, because they got to add another receiver. They just have to, because I know we're rebuilding and all, but this receiver room is not good enough. It's just not good enough at all. You got Terry, and then you got a bunch of unproven. This is very, this is much like the 2019 or not the 2020, 2021 receiving core, where you got a bunch of no ones behind Terry. And I do think Diami has talent. So maybe calling him a no one is a mistake. I'm not, just don't worry about that. I'm not calling him a no one, but he hasn't done anything in this league. So you can't count on him to have a 600, 700 yard season. You just can't. It's very unrealistic. Maybe he will, but I'm going to go pull up the list right now. Free agent wide receivers 2024, because we need to add some guys. So there were free agents in the, and I guess they really were like, you know what, we're going to give Jahan a chance, like feel the whole situation out and see how it goes. And it just didn't go well. So right now, okay, there are some good options right now. Some okay options. You got Michael Thomas, who maybe can still do a little bit. You got Hunter Renfrow. I would not mind Hunter Renfrow. Corey Davis, who retired. I don't know if he's back. Julio Jones, I'll skip on him. Alex Erickson, skip on him. You got Randall Cobb. I wouldn't mind Juju. I know a lot of people aren't big Juju fans, but Juju wouldn't be a bad move at all. And appreciate all y'all in the chat. Really, I mean, 500 people plus haven't done a live stream in a minute. So appreciate all y'all. Appreciate the likes. Anything y'all do helps. I hate that they traded him to a division rival. I mean, that's the biggest knock on the move, is trading to a division rival. Just trading to the Eagles, it's just not the move. HTTR Carson says, what the heck is his title? Yeah, you heard it right, bro. The Commanders are trading Jahan Dotson. They have traded Jahan Dotson to the Philadelphia Eagles. I'll read the compensation. No, HTTR Carson, it's not clickbait, bro. It is not clickbait. Trust me. I mean, sometimes maybe I try to get you guys to click on some things, but never, like, it's never going to say that. So we get 2 7th-round picks and a 3rd-round pick, and they get a 5th-round pick, bro. I'm telling you, I would not do y'all like that. It's crazy. Yeah, sometimes I'll be like, whatever, like maybe the Commanders trade for such and such, but no, this happened. It's on the NFL page. It's there's a bunch of things. So it's official. And I know it's a shock. It's a shock to me too. I guess I can share, just so people aren't very confused. Let me go ahead and share my screen so you guys can see. There we go. So just so you guys can see everything, hopefully it's sharing. Yes, it is. let's see. Sorry, I'm just oh wait, let me see. Sorry, I just have to let's see. Okay. Sorry, I was just looking over some things, some moving stuff today for college. So just looking over some things. But Alexander Spivey says, "Yo, Commanders training for Brandon Aiyuk." A bunch of people are talking about Brandon Aiyuk. I doubt it. Let me just pull up something right here. See, yeah. So Aiyuk, if it happens, I don't know. I'm gonna trust Adam Peters though. I'm gonna trust Adam Peters, and I think he has something up his sleeve. I think he has something up his sleeve. I think he does, and he's going to try to get another receiver. And yeah, I'll say I was wrong, even though I did not like the Jahan Dotson trade at the time when it happened. I was like, you know what? I'd rather trade back and get Dotson than take Olave at 11. But well, yeah, that definitely didn't work. That definitely did not work at all. Let's see. Art Rogue says Eagles barely beat the Commanders twice. Take those 2 games, and the Eagles' demise was even worse. He's getting something in the works. Yeah, T is under contract. I mean, it's just not a lot of options. Devontae Adams. I mean, that after what he said, that's not going to work out. He trashed. I mean, I don't know. It could, I guess. It's not fully his decision, but he trashed the Commanders and their fans. So I doubt he's gonna want to come to DC. There's just not a lot of options besides Aiyuk's the best option. And what's up, Amin? Got a bunch of Eagles fans in here. I'll say it again. You got yourself a really talented receiver. He has some really good potential. And give me 1 second, guys. Yo. All right, sorry there. I just had to talk to my sources. No, I'm just playing. Let's see. Some people are thinking Juju. I wouldn't mind Juju. I know people aren't a big Juju fan. Let me just go ahead and look up his stats. He had a bad year last year. Year last year, but had injuries, 260 yards. In 2022, had 933 yards with the Kansas City Chiefs. And obviously, the Chiefs are a different they're a different story. They're a different story for sure than us. They got Patrick Mahomes. They've got a stud quarterback, but man, I don't know. Yeah. Jose said, not gonna lie, this just hurt my soul. Dude, same here. Even though, Jahan never really completely produced here, we know the talent he is. He is a very talented guy, and he's a good guy too. Like, he's got that aura to him. He's got that swag. It just did not work out here. And it just sucks though, because like, I would love to still root for him, but I'm not gonna, like, I'm sorry, I can't root for him on the Eagles. Like, I guess like I'd rather root for him than AJ Brown and Devonta Smith, but like, I can't be rooting for him hella. So it definitely is unfortunate that he's going to a division rival instead of like the Texans. I mean, the Texans don't need a receiver, but you know what I mean? Like the Colts or whatever other team that needs a receiver. I mean, the Eagles didn't even need a receiver. This is a 3rd-round pick. Hey, Kyle, I mean, I'm on live. I can't pick up right now, but in a little bit. Give me a second. What's it called? I guess Kyle, my Eagles friend, wants to come on and talk. I don't even know what questions are being put in the chat right now. Yeah, what is going on? 1, 2. That's exactly what we're asking here. I mean, what? Like, this is not what I was expecting. And let me just go ahead and, yeah, everyone and their mother wants Brandon Aiyuk to the Commanders. Everyone wants Brandon Aiyuk to the Commanders. Or, sorry, every Commanders fan wants it. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to happen. And yeah, I got a lot of Eagles fans in the chat, man. A lot of Eagles fans in the chat. Miraculous says Eagles always get our playbook. I'm heated. Wake up, people. We got hella Eagles fans in the chat. But yeah, if we end up getting Brandon Aiyuk, I'm chilling with it. But the fact that Jahan is going to a division rival, and it just makes me a little sick. It makes me a little sick, and not something that I was expecting on a Friday, or I guess Thursday morning. I'll keep showing you guys this. This is the second trade the Commanders made with the Eagles. Second trade. They traded in the draft to get Cooper DeJean, or the Eagles got Cooper DeJean. So shout out to my friend Kyle, who is an Eagles fan, one of my boys back at Virginia Tech and from Nova. He says, I think Dotson will be a nice fit. Kellen Moore wants to play Devontae outside more, and it makes sense with his route running. Dotson will be a good option over the middle, assuming Goddard is hurt. Dude, I mean, I think Dotson's going to be a really good fit for you guys. He's got all that talent. He's, he can work over the middle. He's a great red zone threat. Eagles fans, if you're going to take one thing away from this stream, Jahan Dotson is a great threat in the red zone. In his rookie year, he just cooked there. He had 7 touchdowns in like 12 games, and he wasn't even fully healthy for a few of those. He will cook for you guys in the red zone. That's what he did, at least with Scott Turner. With Bieniemy, who had no idea how to use anyone on offense, that was a different story. He had a down year last year. I think it's partly because of Bieniemy, the offensive line / Sam Howell, but also it was Jahan Dotson. Part of it was on him. He did not perform at times last year. There were catches he should have made that he didn't make. So yes, there were things that were making it harder on Jahan for sure, but he definitely made some mistakes as well. If you watch the Eagles game, no, not the Eagles game, sorry, the Giants game, I think it was the second one we had a chance to win the game or tie it, and we throw it to Jahan. It wasn't a great pass by Howell. It was a little bit behind him, or either behind him or a little bit in front of him, but he dropped that and they lose. And that was because of that. And he'll tell you every single time he should have made that catch was good. Ethan, yeah, bro. Not very happy about this trade, even though it might make sense in the long run. You get some draft capital, and clearly Cliff and Dan Quinn and Adam Peters, they weren't seeing it working out. And that's the thing. We got to give them the benefit of the doubt. They've been there every day seeing these guys work, and I guess the connection just isn't there with Jaden and Jahan. And guess what? That's what really matters. That is what matters. Jaden Daniels, who he connects with. So if he isn't really vibing, and I'm not even vibing, they're good. They're probably friends. But if they're not vibing together as a connection, then hey, maybe you have to go elsewhere. And guess what? Brandon Aiyuk and Jaden Daniels play college football together at Arizona State, and they're best friends. So that, of course, would be a greater connection. So if you can get that 3rd round pick that you just got and maybe a little bit more for Jahan, or not for Jahan, for Aiyuk, and you got to pay him too. Obviously, it's going to be more than the 3rd, but you can use part of that and trade it. But yeah, like people are saying right now, it's Terry and nothing. And hopefully, I still think, though, Adam Peters is cooking something up. There's no way he's not. There's no way he's not. So many. I've never seen more Eagles fans in my life than right now in this chat. I mean, they're all over the place, but Eagles fans do represent. I can't lie about that. Man, yeah, we also gave up away a 5th. So the Eagles, they didn't even have to give up more than a 3rd. They gave up a 3rd and 2 7ths for Jahan and a 5th. So they got a good deal, man. Got a good deal. And that's what I love about Howie Roseman. I love Adam Peters too, but Howie Roseman makes aggressive moves, and sometimes they don't work out, but a lot of times they do. And sometimes you have to take risks like that. You got to take risks like that, and they just did, and we'll see if it works out. It worked out with A.J. Brown. It worked out with some of their other moves they made, and sometimes it doesn't work out, like with Kevin Byard. It didn't really completely work out there, but moves like that is what I wish the Washington Commanders were doing a while ago. So let's chill a little bit. Let's see what happens. Sutton could be on the move. I would love that. But also, the Broncos have a young quarterback. So maybe they don't want to maybe they don't want to trade one of their best receivers to another team when they have a young quarterback and they're trying to develop him. And yeah, at least I'm getting more views. That's what one of the Eagles fans was saying. Yeah, hey, some more subscribers too would be nice. If you want some insight on the Commanders, I'm right here every day posting, and I do post NFC East content as well. But when we're playing the Eagles, of course, I'll be doing some updates and stuff like that. So you will get updated on that. I'm trying to see if there's any more updates. I'm sure they're going to talk, like Adam Peters and stuff's going to talk to the media at some point, because this is a maybe not a press conference worthy thing, but like Dan Quinn's definitely going to have to answer questions to it. And I'm sure he'll be chill about it. But we heard like a week or two ago, he was asked about Jahan, didn't really give a ringing endorsement. And then later was asked about who's number 2. And before the offseason started, we were like, clearly it's Jahan. And at that point, he was like, you know what? There's a bunch of guys battling it for it. He said Zacchaeus, Luke McCaffrey, Jahan, and Diami. And when you, as a former first-round pick, are in the same category as those guys, it's just not a great look for it's just not a great look for you. Kyle says, first and the third for Aiyuk, would you do it? Personally, I don't think I would do that. I really don't think we need to give up. Yeah, I think he's more of he'll be a free agent after this year. I think he will be. The 49ers, I don't see them trading him. So I personally would rather get Aiyuk after the season, pay him a lot of money if you can. If not, it is what it is. There's a bunch of other receivers in the league. Some Eagles fans said best receiving core in the NFL. Honestly, might be. Gold says, why y'all trade him? All right. So, I mean, the biggest thing, yeah, sorry about that, G-Man. I guess since it's a pop and stream, they're putting a bunch of ads on it. But Gold says, why y'all trade him? I think it didn't seem like a good fit with Cliff Kingsbury in the offense. And sorry, gotta text a couple people right now. Gold King says, I'm a Steelers fan. Yeah, it wasn't a great fit with Cliff. And I guess also with Jaden. Again, I'm not saying Jaden didn't mess with Jahan, but you could see that that he was vibing more with Diami during the games. He was getting Diami Brown the ball more than he was Jahan. And yeah, also that's another good thing, 202 Tim. The Commanders like Cliff likes bigger receivers that can block. Jahan really doesn't do that. Diami Brown does do that. Terry McLaurin does do that. Martavius Bryant, who they just signed, does do that. Will Martavius make the team? I don't know. Some people in the chat right now saying they think he will. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. But I think they need to get another receiver. They need to get another receiver for sure. It needs to happen. You need to help your young rookie quarterback out. You have a solid veteran tight end in Zach Ertz, and you got some other guys, Ben Sennett and John Bates, but you need to help out your young quarterback. And definitely trading Jahan doesn't do that. But if you have something up your sleeve, then maybe it makes up for it a little bit. What are your thoughts on Terry McLaurin for fantasy now? I mean, I don't think it changes a lot because I really wasn't expecting a ton from Jahan in this offense just because we weren't hearing a lot from camp about him. So I don't know. I mean, Terry, I don't think it's going to affect him a lot. I think if Terry stays healthy, he's going to get you 1,200 plus yards, 6-7 touchdowns. I think that's going to happen. But after that, I don't know. Luke McCaffrey. Yeah, I mean, maybe this also means they feel a little bit better about Luke McCaffrey and where he's at. Ethan says, what's your prediction for this season? I don't know. I'll go another hokey. I'll go 7 wins. That's kind of what I'm feeling right now. They could do better. They got an easy schedule, maybe 6 or 7 wins. It could be better if Jaden really is that guy. If Jaden's that guy, they'll win 9, 10 games. But if not, then they'll win 6-ish games. It's really hard to tell. We got a really easy schedule, which does make things easier. And I'm trying to look at just be updated here. Make sure nothing else is happening. Nothing, no more moves are being made, because I wouldn't be surprised if we trade with someone. But yeah, we had if you look back on the draft, I just saw a tweet about it. You had Olave there on the board, had Kyle Hamilton there on the board. Guess what? You trade back and take Jahan Dotson. There were some other guys that they got in that trade that, were okay. Brian Robinson, solid, but they also still could have just drafted Robinson with another pick. They also got Sam Howell, which they used in a trade, and Cole Turner, but I would have liked Olave. I would have liked Olave. Looking back on it, obviously, hindsight's 2020. I really wanted Garrett Wilson, but at 11, he wasn't there. I wanted Kyle Hamilton. He's a stud. It didn't work out. Yeah, fair. I don't know why they sent him a fifth. That's just how it worked. That's just how it worked. That's how the negotiations worked. It seems like, though, these two GMs have a very good relationship, and it's unfortunate, I guess, that they're in the same division, because it seems like if they weren't, they would be making a lot more moves, because they've already made 2 moves with the Eagles. And yeah, I mean, they've made some other moves, like they made one with the Browns today, but 2 in-division trades is kind of crazy, to be honest. I guess Adam Peters doesn't care that much. The Commanders are rebuilding, and by the time Jahan's contract's up, maybe he's, whatever. He might leave the Eagles, and that's when the Commanders will really start to contend. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, he is locked in with the Eagles. I'm hoping that's the last trade. I mean, maybe we can get a receiver too. Not a receiver, I guess. Some of you guys aren't going to trade any of your top 3 guys, but maybe they can get someone else. But I don't know. I'm just not feeling great about this receiving core, and I'm trusting Adam Peters to fix it, because you want to help out your young quarterback as much as possible. And having Terry, which is going to help out your young quarterback, but then after that, no one else, that's just not a great move. You got Diami, Luke McCaffrey, Zacchaeus. It's just an ugly receiving core besides Terry. It really is. And Diami, if they don't do anything else, it really shows that they trust in Diami Brown. That's what I take away from this. If they don't end up making another move, like a big move for receiver, like a Cortland Sutton or an Aiyuk or CeeDee Lamb, which is never going to happen, but people are saying stuff like that. If that doesn't happen, then it really tells me they're high on Luke McCaffrey and Diami Brown, higher than maybe the fans are. And I guess we'll have to trust them on that. And yeah, you know what? I'm gonna trust Adam Peters on this one. We'll see what he does. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. And it's not amazing value, but a 3rd round pick, you're getting some more draft capital for the future, which is good to maybe trade up in the future, stuff like that. Eli says thoughts on Brandon Coleman. It's solid. I think I like Brandon Coleman. Just unfortunate that he's been hurt and missing a lot of time. It would have been good for him to get that work in. But yeah, I'm really just waiting for this news. For the Commanders to get another receiver. Could be a waiver wire claim too. They obviously know better than us who's going to be released, who's not going to be released. And yeah, that's something that could happen. Maybe they know a receiver that they really like is going to get released. Guess what? They have the 2nd waiver claim, so they can go ahead and get that receiver. And yeah, I just saw a tweet right now. Commanders posted a video like 20 hours ago on their YouTube channel about Jahan Dotson mic'd up and obviously gets traded. So unfortunate timing there. But yeah, Jahan's a good guy. Eagles fans met him once at training camp. Was really nice. Signed autographs. He's very young. He's smart. He's got that swag. He's got that aura. Now he's got to put that stuff together. And I think in the right environment, which could be Philly, it really could be. I mean, I think he's from the New York area, Brooklyn or something, but I know he went to Penn State. So very close to the Eagles and knows that area, knows that fan base. So I think he's going to be, he'll be a little upset that he's getting traded, in some aspects. He's been here his whole career. He knows a lot of people here, but he'll also be a little happy too that he's going to Philly. Out of all places, that's probably his number 1 option besides, here, maybe like another team in Cali or something. But yeah, I'm not going to blame the media team wasn't informed. I don't know if they really knew they were going to do this. I really don't know if Adam Peters knew. They obviously were shopping Jahan for a while now. But yeah, it seems like they gave him a shot. It didn't work out because you probably would have gotten better value at the draft for Jahan because it's not right before the season. You want to give your guys time to gel with players, like with other players. So that's probably, but yeah, I think they didn't trade him at the draft because they wanted to see how Jahan looks in this offense, looks with Jaden Daniels and Cliff Kingsbury. And it didn't work out. I guess that's just how it works. But yeah, exactly, Jeremiah. We don't know what was going on behind the scenes, but it just seems like the fit wasn't really there. And hey, that makes sense. Would have been better though, in my opinion, to trade to another team instead of the Philadelphia Eagles. But hey, it is what it is. Adam Peters felt like this was a good risk to take and a good move to make. So whatever, I'm gonna trust him until he gives me reason not to trust him. And so far, he hasn't done that. And it's still good, okay, though, to question decisions. And I'm questioning this one a little bit, but I don't absolutely hate it. I just don't love it. I don't love trading. I don't love trading, one of your better weapons for a young quarterback. So got a Bucks fan in the chat saying one less weapon we have to worry about week one. I guess. I mean, you just got to worry about Terry, really, for real. I guess Diami now is your number two, is going to be our number two, or another receiver they get. I'm still like, I'm on the fence because I'm like, on one hand, I'm like, oh, they're not done making a move. But on the other hand, like, I just don't see them being able to get Aiyuk right now. And then Cortland Sutton, I've seen those rumors. I don't know. I also don't see that either. I don't see the Broncos trading him. A lot of Commanders fans are upset. Pedro, I quit this team all my life, has disappointed me. What do I do? I'm a loyal fan, but if we don't get Aiyuk or sneaky athletic works out along with Yami, I'm done. Dude, just chill. It is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. It's a rebuild. John Allen says, I don't know how I ended up here. I like the move. It's a good move for y'all. But yeah, don't trip too much. We're still rebuilding, and Adam Peters has a vision. Didn't maybe align with ours here, but with the fans. But hey, that's why we're fans and they're working up there. So, but yeah, just chill. It's fine. Trust. And if it doesn't work out, it's not the end of the world. It really just matters about Jaden Daniels this year. Did he no-show in the preseason? He didn't do a lot. He had a couple catches each game, like maybe 3 total catches. And that's really it. Just some guy says nobody wants to go to Washington, Lowell. He did not. Yeah, I mean, a lot of Commanders fans are upset. I understand. A lot of Eagles fans are excited. But hey, we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. I'll wrap up in a bit here, but if you guys are new, we got over 600 people in here. I know at least a few hundred of you guys aren't subscribed. Just hit that button. It literally takes 1 second. It's free, and it really helps out a ton. Anything helps, hitting that subscribe button, liking, even donating, that helps a ton too. But just being here is what matters the most. And some people are still coming in here and are shocked by the trade. And yes, you heard that right. You read that right. Jahan Dotson traded to the Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah, very shocked. I was about to eat lunch and check my phone, and I'm happy I did right there. Jahan Dotson traded to the Philadelphia Eagles. Just not something I was expecting on a Thursday afternoon, I guess, around lunchtime. But hey, Adam Peters has got to cook. We'll see what he ends up cooking up, because Trey's not finished. It matters what you do with that 3rd round pick and the 2 7th, and then also how you replace this receiver. If Diami ends up being a stud this year and Luke McCaffrey ends up being a stud or has a solid rookie year, or you get another guy, then you know what? It's a solid move. It worked out. If it doesn't, then we'll go ahead and question him. Appreciate that, man. He says, I've been sub since 2021. See your beard is grown, man. So hope this YouTube stuff works out. Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that. A bunch of people are asking about Aiyuk. I don't know, man. I think that they want to get him. I think they would love to get him, but it's a steep price to pay. And the 49ers are just not going to be wanting to trade a receiver right now when when they are on a Super Bowl run right now. So I guess the thing that would have made most sense with an Aiyuk trade is if we traded Jahan to the 49ers. But something I think was Craig Hoffman who said Adam Peters worked with the 49ers, so they probably have a lot of the same viewpoints. If we're trying to trade Jahan, they probably don't want Jahan. That, maybe doesn't fully make sense, but I think it makes a little bit of sense. You got here Aiyuk and Jaden together. Would love for it to happen. I really do, but it might be 1 year too early. I think it'll happen next offseason is when it'll really happen, not right now. And that's what I would do. I don't think giving up a first and a third right now is the smartest thing to do. I would rather wait. I think he's going to be a free agent, trade for him next year, something like that. And I think he'll be chilling. How do y'all Redskins fans like your owner being a Philly team owner? I mean, if you're asking how if I care that he's a Sixers owner, I don't really care that much. I really don't care. It's what he is about how he does with this team. And he is a DC native. So a DMV native. So if anything, I think he'll care more about the DC team than he does the Sixers. But I mean, he's an owner. He's got that money. He's not trying to lose it. He's going to be putting that attention he needs to into both operations for sure. Let me go ahead and let's see. Adam Schefter's put out a tweet. Let's get that Nat stuff out of here. Just read the story real quick and then I might call it a day. Is this from an Eagles reporter, Tim McManus? No. I don't know why it did that. We'll go back one more time. Hopefully it doesn't do that again. By acquiring Dotson, the Eagles secured their third number one receiver. Just talk about other stuff. They've got Paris Campbell there, Britton Covey. I guess none of those guys really balled out. He had 49 receptions, 518 yards, and 4 tutties last year, and he played every game. Maybe missed one game. He had a better year in his rookie year and played fewer games, if that tells you anything about the Commanders' offense. Last week, Dan Quinn said they were still trying to determine who that player would be at number 2. Luke McCaffrey could be that replacement. They got Zacchaeus, Crowder, Pringle, Martavis Brown. I mean, this is not a pretty receiving core, guys. It really isn't. So, hey, we'll see what happens, guys. But, yeah, I think we're going to end on that note. Hit that like button, subscribe. All of it helps a ton. And appreciate y'all. Really do. This is the biggest stream I've ever done. It's been almost a year since I had a stream, but had to do it. If you guys are watching now or whatever, go ahead and just watch from the beginning. Hit that like button, all that good stuff. And yeah, this is crazy. Receiving core for the Commanders is gross. It is gross. It's not looking good besides Terry and maybe Diami, maybe Luke, but you're just grasping for straws there. It's just not great. So they need to make a move. They really do need to make a move. What's up, Juan Gotti? Make sure we got 500 people in here. Check out Juan Gotti, my guy, another Commanders fan. I'm sure he already put out his video on I'm sure he already made his video on Jahan. Go ahead and check it out. Matthew, I'm not hating. It's just not a great receiving core right now. Maybe they'll step up, and hey, I'll eat my crow there. Like I'll be happy. I'll be happy if I'm I'll be happy if I'm wrong. But yeah, Luke McCaffrey, he's a stud. He was a stud in college, and his family line, like you said, Candyman, he's got a good family line going there with Ed McCaffrey and Christian McCaffrey. So, some things could happen there. I think some things would happen. Jahan could step up, or not Jahan. Luke McCaffrey could step up and learn some things from his dad. Hopefully he has. And his brother too, and hopefully steps up. But he also is new to the position. He's only played for 2 years. So I've always said he's going to be a little bit raw. So it's just tough. He's going to be a little bit more of a project. So maybe they see him a little bit more advanced than others did. He has had a solid camp and did have some big catches in the preseason. But yeah, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. Biggest stream ever. Appreciate all y'all. Check out BetUS as well. Link in the description. Use that link. You get 125% first time deposit bonus. And also you get, for your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. So yeah, peace guys.